it went like.
Two manipulator variables for this experiment. The first manipulator variable that we chose is temperature. So this is the result that we obtained from the steam distillation of ginger oil extraction. And then we did the experiment for 8 times, and this is the volume of the ginger that we obtained. And this is the graph that we drew from the obtained data, and it shows that it's increasing linearly until 8.1 milliliter, and then it starts to increasing at a slower rate after that. Second manipulator variable that we chose is time, and the effect of the time on steam distillation is shown in this data. For this data, we took about 10 trials, and these are the volume that we obtained. With the volume obtained, we drew this graph against time, and this is what it shows like.
Next, for the discussion, first we choose temperature to be the manipulated variable of the first experiment. So the experiment starts by setting up the temperature at 87 degrees Celsius and maintain the time taken. At the end of the time, the volume of extracted ginger oil is collected while the experiment with different temperatures such as until it reach 108 degrees Celsius. So in this experiment, temperature is used to determine the ability of steam distillation to produce oil of a certain quantity. According to the collision theory of reactivity, as we know, reaction occurs when reactant molecules effectively collide. For an effective collision to occur, the reactant molecules must be oriented in space correctly to facilitate the breaking and forming of bonds and the rearrangement of atoms that result in the formation of product molecules. So, an increase in temperature will raise the average kinetic energy of the reactant molecules, like we learned before. Therefore, as the temperature increases, the amount collected of the ginger oil extraction also increases. That's the first theoretical. So next, for the time taken, the experiment starts with setting up the time taken to be only 4 minutes for the first trial. The amount of essential oil collected in conical flask then being measured its volume to gain data. Then there will be repeated method for the same procedure by maintaining the temperature while setting up the different time taken. It was also observed that most of the essential ginger oil distilled out in the next 20 minutes. The more time taken for the extraction of ginger oil, using steam distillation, the more volume of the extracted oil. That's the second hypothesis. And when we prolonging the extraction time, we'll achieve a constant value of the ginger oil collected. Therefore, in order to have minimum energy consumption, minimum 2 hours of extraction is enough to do the extraction.
At the end of our experiment, we can conclude that plant-related raw materials allow the maximum extraction of essential oil using the steam distillation process, which is what we are studying in this experiment. Then, we prefer to use acetone as the organic solvent compared to hexane because referring to research studies, it shows that acetone has a better performance in extracting essential oil from ginger compared to hexane. Then the optimum temperature for the extraction of the ginger is about 105 degrees Celsius, and the maximum amount of essential oil that we collected is around 8.2 milliliter. So the main objective of this experiment has been achieved, which the main objective is to extract essential oil from ginger via solid liquid extraction process.